What's up, movie lovers, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and it's time for another Quickie. I got a movie haul here for you that's got a whole bunch of cool flicks, so let's dive right in and not waste any time. First up is an 80s horror comedy that is kind of under the radar. Not a lot of people talk about it, but I think it is fantastically fun. It is Student Bodies. And I believe there is a review up on the channel, so if you'd like to look into this one, see what it's all about, check out the review. But it is just a pretty silly 1981 horror comedy that's really off the wall and out there. A lot of crazy characters, situations, and just kind of a weird style to it. But definitely check out Student Bodies. I thought it was fun, fantastic, and really glad that I have it in the collection now because I've never owned it before and first time. So boom, Student Bodies. But let's keep moving on because we got a shit ton to go through. Next up is a classic sci-fi flick by Terry Gilliam. It's a Criterion edition and one that I absolutely had to have in my collection. I owned it on DVD, but now I'm upgrading it to Blu-ray. It is Brazil. And just an outstanding film. Maybe I have it reviewed on the channel. I have too many reviews now that I can't really keep track of all that I have, but I believe Brazil is on there. If it's not, shoot a comment down below and I will make one pronto. But this one's outstanding. Just a really, really fun film. Just really great visuals and just a dreamlike kind of quality to everything. And just like all of Terry Gilliam's films, just really fascinating to watch. But Brazil is probably one of his best, or one of my favorites of his. And Criterion, you can't go wrong, so really glad this is in the collection. Owned it on DVD. I think there's a DVD Criterion one, but upgraded it to Blue. Yippee! Next up is a fascinating film. What year did this one come out? It is old, 57. So 1949 and 1957 for the two films. It's a double pack, or no, it's just one film. Oh, two films in here. It is The Invisible Man Appears, but also on here is The Invisible Man versus the Human Fly. So two films on here. Really, really interesting. Pretty much Japan trying to do their own version of The Invisible Man. And it's really, really awesome, really well done, a lot of atmosphere to it. The effects are surprisingly well done, and it's just really, really awesome. I really had a good time with this one. Dai Studios is the film company behind this film and the other one. Just really cool kind of take on The Invisible Man. I've only watched The Invisible Man Appears. I haven't watched the other film, The Human versus the Human Fly. But from what I saw from The Invisible Man Appears is just really classy, well done kind of sci-fi horror. And the characters are cool, just the whole atmosphere, like I said. The cinematography is to die for. Just a really cool pickup. And this one's from Arrow Films. But definitely check this one out. Maybe I'll do a review for it sometime in the future, but fantastic and fascinating flick. But next up is a classic sci-fi film that was actually remade by John Carpenter, and they're two entirely different films. The original is a more hokey kind of 50s sci-fi film, and you know John Carpenter's is just a masterpiece. But the one I'm talking about is The Thing, if you haven't guessed. I had to pick up the classic, the original. Not as good as John Carpenter's remake, but a really, really great sci-fi film. I'm a sucker for 50s sci-fi, and I just love the quality of this one. Really, really outstanding stuff, and a lot of cool characters. Of course, the monster is just this weirdo-looking dude, but not as good as John Carpenter's, but still fun, and just a interesting kind of intro to this kind of story where John Carpenter kind of went off the rails in different directions. But original is a classic, and I'm glad to have it upgraded to blue because I do believe it is on DVD somewhere in my collection. Let's keep moving on to something entirely different. These are all going to be off the wall all over the place. This movie, I am not ashamed to say that I love and that I have in my collection. Actually watched it with my daughter a few months ago, and it's actually funner than I remembered when I was a kid. The movie I'm talking about is The Never-Ending Story 2, and I know what you're saying, it's not as good as the original, but the sequel is just fun. I had a blast with it. I know the special effects and the story isn't as good as the first one, but it really has a lot of charm to it, and Jonathan Brandis playing Bastian is... There he is. There's that little needler. But it's a fun kind of... did this come in the 80s? Is this like the end of the 80s? Yeah, 89. Right at the end of the 80s. Yeah, when this came out, I was 9 years old, and I enjoyed it then, but I wasn't as fascinated by it until recently when I was watching it. And I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty fun. But Never-Ending Story 2, boom, in the collection. I owned it on DVD prior, but bringing it up to Blu-ray status. Well, let's keep moving on because there's shit more to go. Up next is an 80s off-the-wall comedy that I actually reviewed recently, last month. It is Tammy and the T-Rex, and I had to pick this one up after watching with some friends. Vinegar Syndrome put this baby out, and they did a fantastic job bringing this kind of out into the light of day, where not a lot of people have really heard of it. I know I've never seen it before in my life until I picked it up, and it's just fun. I actually like the director. He did another weird film that I enjoy, Mannequin 2 on the Move, and Mac and Me. So the director's out of his goddamn mind. But Tammy the T-Rex is absolutely fun. Cornball, weird stuff, but something that I just really get a kick out of. You don't really see a lot of films like this one. It balances so many damn genres, it's ridiculous. But boom, Tammy and the T-Rex. Check out the review if you want to see what I think about the movie in full. Well, let's move on to a movie I've never seen in my life. It is an 80s slasher flick, but it looks like a bare bones kind of lady going crazy, stalked by insane people or something like that flick. And the movie I'm talking about is Demented. But yeah, she looks insane. But I've never seen this one. Watched the trailer a while back and thought it looked pretty cool and saw it was going for pretty cheap. Someone was kind of giving their copy away, so had to jump on it, and I will probably check this out sometime in the future because it looks demented. That's all I got to say about it. That's it. It came out in 1980, the year I was born. But next up is a classic sci-fi horror film brought to us by Roger Corman, that crazy bastard. It is Piranha. And I try to pick up all the Roger Corman cult classics. I picked them all up mostly on DVD back in the day when they first came out, but I'm kind of upgrading all of my cult classic Roger Corman collections and had to get Piranha because it is fantastically outrageous. And did a review on this one pretty recently, so check that review out. But just a fun, out of control, when nature attacks kind of flick, and it's ridiculous. You got to check it out for yourself, but totally fun. Well, let's keep moving on. I don't know how many more I can get through in this video, but we're going to keep going. This is a movie I've never seen before, but trailer looked pretty badass. Maybe, I don't know if I've seen it before. If I did, it was a long, long time ago. But the movie is The Nest. Ooh, bugs, but it does look pretty outrageous. And from the trailer, it just looked like out of control and something that was right up my alley, so I figured I'd check it out, pick it up. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo by what do we got here, Scream Factory. And yeah, I never owned it before, never seen it, and if anyone's seen it and have any comments on it, just leave it below and I will check it out because I'd really like to know your opinion on this flick. But never seen it and looking forward to checking it out. Ooh, next up is, I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but it's definitely up there on my Giallo must-have films. And the movie I'm talking about is Short Night of Glass Dolls. And this one's a really unorthodox giallo film. Really cool, character kind of driven study. Definitely an interesting premise. And just really good photography all around. It really looks good. And the cast is outstanding as well. But, yeah, I did a review on this one. I don't remember when, so you might have to search for it a bit, but definitely check out the review. Short Night of Glass Dolls, just a fantastic giallo film, and one that I'm really glad to have upgraded because I did own the DVD copy. Well, I have it somewhere. I don't know where it's probably down there. I have no idea. But, yep, got it upgraded. Fantastic. I think I'm just going to go for one more on this video because we're already reaching pretty long quickie. It's supposed to be quick, not longer than normal. Let's go with the fantastic horror anthology, probably my favorite horror anthology, George Romero and Stephen King's Creepshow Boom. And this one is a fantastic Scream Factory kind of like box set, hard box set, with a little booklet there about the film, and then you got the movie inside here with its classic movie poster, its original poster. And just a great collection, great collection of short stories. Of course, the crate is in here with the little crate monster. Just a really great cast. Stephen King plays in his own little short story, and definitely something I reviewed on the channel a while ago, so check that one out whenever you have the chance. But really, really glad to have this upgraded on Blue because I've owned the DVD for years and wanted to see it in its most clearest, beautiful picture. But yeah, that is it. Pretty good haul video. I got a whole bunch of stuff behind me I still got to go through, but I'm going to cut this video short so we can just have these bad boys out there. But yeah, great pickup, fabulous movies, and yeah, we got a lot more to go through. So hope you enjoyed that one because there's a shitload more coming. But guys, that is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below because I'd love to hear from you. But until then, I will see you crazy bastards the next time I jump in front of a camera and talk about movies. So take care, stay out of trouble, and get on out. Later, guys.